Hi guys, welcome to another edition of Wisdom and Power for Life. Susie, your host. Today we are talking about living a life as a single. There is a way we can live a life as a single, a successful life as a single. We know life has offered us the opportunity and the space to live a life as a single. Living a life as a single is also an opportunity given to us. It's not by chance, it's not by mistake that this opportunity exists. We might take this time for granted, not knowing what to do with it. And before we realize, we are entering into a relationship because we have the feeling that living as a single is a burden, especially when we find ourselves at a certain age. Well, let's find out what it means to live a life as a single and to live it successfully. There is a way to live a life as a single. Singlehood is a stage in our lives that has been given to us by nature. It's not by chance, it's not by mistake that this stage exists in life. Singlehood can be wanted or unwanted. We might find ourselves being a single by choice or not by choice. Either ways, there is a way to live a fulfilled life as a single before going into a relationship. Well, some people might find it challenging living a life as a single. However, living a life as a single is a very big opportunity that has been given to us. It's an opportunity that comes but once, because the moment we enter into the relationship, the opportunity is gone. Now, how do we successfully live our lives as a single? Living as a single is an opportunity given to us to find ourselves. Living as a single is an opportunity for us to have a relationship with ourselves. What does it mean to have a relationship with yourself? This means finding out who you really are as an individual. Who are you as an individual without a relationship to another? Who are you as a person? This is discovered during the stage of singlehood, where you create your likes and your dislikes, where you create your principles by which to live, you create your values, and you prepare for your career. It entails building a life of your own first before being able to live with another. Most people fail to live a successful single life because they feel like I must be in a relationship. I must find my spouse right now, because they don't understand the reason and the importance of living a single life first. You must be able to manage your own life first before you bring in a second person. You must be able to learn how to live alone first before you bring in a second person. If we fail to learn how to live alone first, we are going to have problems living with a second person, with a relationship, with a partner, or with a spouse. Living a life as a single can be either wanted or unwanted. You might be at a certain stage in your life where you are single by choice or single not by choice. Whatever be the case, being single is an opportunity given to us by nature. What do we make of this time of singlehood? Singlehood, it's a stage where we are given the opportunity to relate to ourselves, to find out who we really are. Finding out who we really are entails finding your passion, finding your real self, creating values and principles by which you operate in your life as a single. It also entails finding a career for yourself, a route which you choose to go. So we see that this time is not in vain. It's not given for us to mismanage. Many have rushed into relationships without having used the time they had as single to create a relationship with themselves, to actually know what they want and what they don't want as an individual. They fail to build values of their own, to create principles of their own by which to live. Principles and values that may help them to choose their partners. They failed in this stage to have a relationship with themselves and to find out what their passions are, what their likes are, what their values are, and to also make a career, prepare a career for themselves. And before they realize, they jumped into a relationship without having prepared themselves, without having been able to identify the kind of wife they would want to marry or the kind of husband they would want to marry, pertaining to their choices and values that they created by themselves. These choices and values are there as a yardstick to measure our partners, our future spouse, the kind of woman or the kind of man we would want to be with. So we understand that the stage of singlehood, the opportunity that has been given to us to live the life of a single, is not in vain. A life as a single should be an enjoyable moment where you have the opportunity to enjoy your life alone, to plan for your life as an individual, to make a career for yourself, to discover your own personality, the person who you really are, and to enjoy this moment alone. Because when you miss this time as a single, to enjoy your life as a single, to occupy yourself as a single, and you quickly jump into a relationship, you might lose yourself. Some other person may come into your life to define your life for you. living the life as a single is a golden opportunity. Because when you get into a relationship, might be you get married to your wife or to your husband, this is another stage, and singlehood is over by this time. And while you are as a married woman or as a married man, if you didn't enjoy your life as a single, if you didn't create a path for yourself, you might find it difficult to create a path for yourself in your matrimonial home as a married woman, as a married man. Because other principles apply in a matrimonial home. You might start having kids. And this is another preoccupation that has entered your life, which you must learn to manage. Your life as a single has to be well managed and planned. Don't rush into a relationship. First, be able to enjoy your life as a single. Create your life as a single. Create your likes as a single. Create your values as a single. Create your principles as a single. And by so doing, your principles will guide you into the kind of partner you would want to live with. Your principles and values will guide you in making a choice. Because when we rush into a relationship without having had a relationship with ourselves first, we might find ourselves attaching ourselves to our partner and having the feeling that the partner has become everything we want. Deceiving ourselves in thinking that the partner has come to make our lives, to give us meaning in our lives, to give us a definition of who we are. When we go into a relationship without having been able to answer the question of who we are, we might find ourselves in a relationship given a definition by another. We might think that the next person, our partner, our spouse, is the one to give us a definition, is the one to give us an answer to who we are, is the one to come and complete us and give us meaning in life. We might not be able to cope into the relationship. If we find ourselves in a relationship without having been able to build a relationship with ourselves, we are heading into crisis in a relationship. Because we might be going into the relationship with the notion that relationship is all about sex and making children. And before we realize, when we get into a relationship with this notion, we might come to realize that a relationship is not only about sex, neither is it only about making children, it's also about being able to live a meaningful life by ourselves without sex and without children. And living a meaningful life means knowing who we are. And this is being discovered during our time of being alone as a single. As we go into a relationship, we are now to partner with a second person. We are going into the relationship well defined, where we have found a definition of who we are, and we can answer the question of who we are. Then we know how to choose our spouse. We know how to choose our wife. We know how to choose our husbands or our partner, whatever. How important it is to know how to use the time of singlehood. To know how to manage this time, to find our purpose. to find meaning in our lives. We must have a purpose that is driving us, that is motivating us, that is helping us to enjoy our life as a single. As we build a relationship with ourselves, we would hardly feel bored. Because building a relationship with ourselves means we have found the things that are keeping us motivated. We have found the things that are keeping us smiling. We have found the things that we like even without a relationship. We can live alone without needing another person so badly, because we are having a relationship with ourselves first. This means I can live alone even without a partner. Even when a partner comes and is out, I can still live alone. I have learned to do so during my life as a single. We see how important it is to be able to define who we are before going into a relationship. Yeah, because even in a relationship, we might find ourselves still being alone. Because we might find ourselves with a partner who is so busy, a partner who is always on the run, very active with other things, with his career or her career, who has fun in doing the things that we don't enjoy doing. So we see how it is very important for us to be able to answer the question of who we are before we go into a relationship. Then when we find ourselves into a relationship, we might not be 100% in tune with our spouse, that we might be enjoying same activities. We might find ourselves having different activities, different things that we love, and only a few things might be matching. So while our partner is out, we should be able to spend the time alone. And this is learned during the time of singlehood. During the time when you have the opportunity to live alone and be alone. Because while we are in a relationship, it might be difficult to learn this habit there. And if we haven't learned this habit while we were alone, this would cause problems in our relationship. We might be so glued to our partner and we think that they can't have a life alone, or they can't go to somewhere alone, or they can't be themselves, or carry out their hobbies or their activities all alone without us. We might be so attached because we never learned to be alone. We never learned during our time of singlehood to build a relationship with ourselves. How important it is to use this time of singlehood to create a relationship with yourself. To be in a relationship with yourself, to avoid gluing to another person, to avoid gluing to your husband, to avoid gluing to your partner. I mean, developing an unhealthy habit of attachment, of gluing, like you can't live on your own, like you can't be on your own, like you have to be hand in hand with your spouse, your husband, or your wife everywhere. Learning to be alone is a powerful life skill. Learning to spend time alone is a powerful life skill, and it is learned during our life as singles. You might be someone who loves reading. While you are single, find books that you love to read. Look for activities you love to do. Create hobbies for yourself. Learn to spend time with lovely friends. Look for people with whom you have things in common and spend time with them. Build a relationship with yourself. Create principles and values that will help you in your relationship when you find your spouse or your partner. Yeah. And this would help you to know the kind of partner you would choose for yourself, because you had the time to create values, to create principles, to create lives for yourself. And when you go into a relationship, you would go well stable in your mind. And you would be able to support your partner. You would be able to understand your partner. You would be able to do valuable contributions into the relationship, because you've been able to build a relationship with yourself. It would be easy for you to understand your partner. It would be easy for you to understand your spouse, because you've been there and you understand them. You know, it is common for humans to attach, to glue, to feel that their partner must always be by them. This unhealthy attachment, this unhealthy way of gluing, that destroys relationships. Build your life during your time of singlehood and build it well, so that when you get into a relationship, you will be more helpful to your partner. You will be more understanding in your relationship, because you have had time with yourself, you have had a relationship with yourself, and you will be able to help your spouse. And you will be able to give valuable contributions in the relationship. And the relationship would grow to be a strong relationship, partnering together in understanding and in love. And this is where true love starts, when we know how to manage a relationship. When you know how to manage a relationship, understanding what it entails, managing in a relationship, being in a relationship, and helping one another.